singing in the rain.
We rocked, we rolled, and these actors wowed us in the cinema.
Stand aside.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 decade-defining actors of the 1950s.
You finished?
For our series on the top 10 decade-defining male actors per period, we've made our choices based on a combination of their commercial success, their box office scores, their productivity, their awards, and how they helped set the tone and raise the standard in Hollywood for the era.
Like old Camembert. Like
Number 10, Frank Sinatra.
Don't dig that kind of crooning, chum.
You must be one of the newer fellas.
This guy isn't just a decade-defining actor, he's a decade-defining person. An all-round entertainer, Sinatra sang, swung, and scripted his way into history.
Look at me. I'd say anything they want me to say, just for a shot.
On the big screen, he experienced a rebirth in the 50s with his Oscar-winning role in From Here to Eternity.
He likes to whack me in the gut. He asks me if it hurts, and I spit at him like always.
By now, he was the main man again, earning another nod for the man with the golden arm.
What are you talking about? How am I supposed to get cured?
After performing alongside Marlon Brando in Guys and Dolls and Grace Kelly in High Society, he appeared to be show business incarnate once more.
'Cause you're sensational. Sensational. That's all.
The walls.
Number 9, Vincent Price.
The walls. The walls.
Our number 9 tingles the spine.
Exactly. Tingle. You can do a great deal more than that.
After starting out as a character actor, Vincent Price progressed into the horror movie genre in a big way during this decade. His role as the professor in House of Wax was the first step along a spooky road.
Deepen those lines around the corner of the mouth. Not too much. There, that's better.
The Fly followed, and he thrilled in the 50s once more, assuming the role of Dr. Warren Chapin in The Tingler.
See anything unusual?
For this movie, some cinema seats were equipped with vibrating devices called Percepto. In truth, Price didn't need assistance to scare us.
Murder, torture, execution, scare the living daylights out of people. I don't care for that kind of patronage.
Number 8, Tony Curtis.
I tell you, Joe, they're on to us. And they're gonna line us up against the wall and...
He began the 50s as a lesser-known actor and ended the decade as one of Hollywood's most sought-after stars.
I beg your pardon.
A breakthrough performance as under-pressure press agent Sidney Falco in Sweet Smell of Success, and an Oscar-nominated effort as an escaped convict in The Defiant Ones meant that Curtis was worth top dollar.
You don't even know me!
As ladies' man/woman Joe/Josephine in Some Like It Hot, Curtis was paired with Marilyn Monroe, and the two really stole our hearts.
Look, if you're interested in whether I am married or not,
Oh, I'm not interested at all.
well, I'm not.
That's very interesting.
And he tickled our funny bones once more before decade's end alongside Cary Grant in Operation Petticoat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's a clever shower schedule you got worked out, sir. Conserves water, too.
You don't know he killed. All you know is he stole some cattle.
Number 7, Kirk Douglas.
He's a killer. His trial will take care of it.
Born into a desperately poor family, it's said that Kirk Douglas worked over 40 jobs before becoming an actor.
You really believe that, sir?
From such modest beginnings, it's amazing that he built a modern-day Hollywood dynasty around himself.
All right, mister, we'll take you up on that.
By the 1950s, Douglas was quite the tough guy. He starred in westerns like Along the Great Divide and played soldiers in movies like Paths of Glory.
Gentlemen of the court, to find these men guilty would be a crime.
Oscar nominations also came in the 50s for The Bad and the Beautiful and Lust for Life, both of which cemented his status as a wide-ranging talent.
Even if I'm not qualified, there must be some way I can serve. Isn't there any place for me, somewhere no one else wants to go? I'll do anything, only use me.
Number 6, Anthony Quinn.
I'm a man, not a freak like my brother.
Often cast as an ethnic villain, Quinn was a prolific actor, but it took some years for him to achieve mainstream success.
I think I'm the best judge of that.
His breakthrough came when he starred opposite Marlon Brando in Viva Zapata, a movie for which he won the Academy Award for Supporting Actor, and the first Oscar awarded to a Mexican American.
Every day you fought, I fought. I'm a general. Look, here's my pay, a little dust. I can't even buy a bottle of tequila.
He won the same award 4 years later for his portrayal of the painter Paul Gauguin in Lust for Life.
How much is enough?
The second Oscar was quite incredible, as Quinn was only on screen for 8 minutes.
Whatever you do from now on, wherever you go, promise me this. Make me part of it. Don't ever cut yourself off from me again.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Number 5, Gene Kelly.
Glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
Singing and dancing his way into the top half of our countdown is musical maestro Gene Kelly. A man credited with carrying the musical form from the mid-1940s until the end of the 50s. There are few that define a genre better than Kelly does.
Well, it certainly is a roundabout way to do it.
Known for his charm, good looks, energy, and likability, his performances in An American in Paris and Singin' in the Rain are what he's most remembered for.
Répétez après moi. Door. Street. Lady. Window. Flowers.
He was an all-round entertainer, the likes of which was rare then, and is yet rarer today.
Let's talk a little business.
Number 4, John Wayne.
Hello, Burdette. Been expecting you.
An all-out icon, John Wayne reigned supreme for many a decade, but in the 50s, he produced some of his most notable work.
Thank you.
He starred in 142 movies throughout his career, most of them westerns, and set the archetype for masculinity at the time.
You get it, Reverend. Come on, blanket head.
The Quiet Man, The High and the Mighty, The Searchers, and Rio Bravo were particular successes.
Sir, will you join me? Matter of fact, I'd like to buy everybody a drink.
He was undeniably typecast, but he was also undeniably good at what he did. Wayne exuded charisma, and cinema-goers just couldn't get enough.
But I'm giving the orders here. I'm giving the orders. And you'll follow them, or we're splitting up right here and now.
Number 3, Charlton Heston. Another prolific performer, Charlton Heston starred in 100 Hollywood movies, over 60 years in the industry.
I'm against violence.
Those statistics are hard to beat, and he is, quite rightly, a legend of his trade.
Not while I'm around, you won't.
In the 50s, after breaking through in The Greatest Show on Earth, he became synonymous with epic roles, and was particularly effective playing biblical parts.
Behold his mighty hand!
A tall, athletic man, he portrayed Moses in The Ten Commandments, and the title role in Ben-Hur, a film that still holds a joint record for the most Oscar wins for a single picture.
May God grant me vengeance. I will pray that you live till I return.
Number 2, James Dean.
Hey, that's enough static out of you.
While some actors on our list have enjoyed long careers on either side of this decade, James Dean's was tragically confined to a few short years within it.
They think that they can protect me by moving around all the time.
He had only 3 major roles, but earned 2 Oscar nominations and 2 BAFTA nominations with them. East of Eden was his breakthrough.
Was trying to help him. Who am I kidding? I tried to kill him.
And Rebel Without a Cause, his most remembered film.
Mom, I want to do something right. And I don't want you to run away from me again.
He did everything with pace and passion, but was horribly caught out on a California highway, where he suffered a fatal car crash, leaving the film Giant as his legacy.
Well, no, but they don't like me. quite enough to kind of divvy up what they got way too much of.
Before we unveil our pick for decade-defining actor of the 1950s, here are a few honorable mentions.
Look, sweetie, be practical. I've got a good deal here. A long-term contract with no options. I like it that way. Maybe it's not very admirable.
Well, I went to see him at the hospital a couple of times, and finally I just couldn't go back. The last time he and I started talking about fighting, and he started to cry.
Now that you have successfully thwarted me and placed in my path the only obstacle for which I was unable to make provision, I feel that I can tell you. I have never really enjoyed your company very much. And furthermore, you play an abominable game of whist.
Isn't the thing that's dead supposed to be dead for all time? Yet we've brought it back to life. We hold in the palms of our hands such secrets that have never been dreamed of. Our nature puts up her own barriers to confine the scope of man. We've broken through those barriers.
Mrs. Phillips, I wonder, would it be all right if I came by occasionally? Just for launching outboards and general morale purposes?
Number 1, Marlon Brando.
Hey, Stella!
Rock and roll was bursting through our radios, and our chart topper was personifying it on the movie screen.
You think you're too good for me. Nobody's too good for me. Anybody thinks they're too good for me, I make sure I knock them over sometime.
Marlon Brando was one of the coolest, trendiest, most desirable guys on the planet. He was also a fine actor, picking up an Oscar for his role in On the Waterfront. Brando also starred in A Streetcar Named Desire, Viva Zapata, Julius Caesar, and The Wild One, to name but a few.
They're asking me to put the finger on my own brother.
He had magnetism, masculinity, and an attitude that established him as the 50s male sex symbol, and as our number 1 decade definer.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum.
Do you agree with our list?
Oh, I never thought I'd come to the point where that would be an issue.
Which 1950s actor do you think is the most iconic?
Are there any more questions?
For more classic top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Well, gotta run. See you kids later.